Okay, take like 500. I've tried to film this like 3 times already, for real. Okay, so if you guys hear a little pitter patter on the ground, again, that's my dogs. Okay, so in this video today, I want to do a kind of like story time in a way, but I want to tell you guys about my beauty school experience. So, I put notes in my phone because I know that I can go off on tangents. I'll start from here and get over there, and then I'm going to forget like 5 major points that I want to get to. So, I want to talk about my beauty school experience. So, for any girls that are watching this, if you're thinking about going, this is just my experience. I do need to disclaimer, like right now, what I went through or what like experience I had, you may not have. You may have a complete different one. You may have a horrible one, you may have a phenomenal one. It varies from person to person. It depends on who you are. Okay, so where do I begin? I'd say not last year, like a year and a half ago, I decided I wanted to take the plunge and I wanted to go to beauty school. I had said it for years and years and I was like, you know, I don't know. For me, I was like, I don't know if I'll have the money to do that because I was already living with my boyfriend at the time, and I was like, I was working full time, and I was like, I don't know, I can't cut my hours because I definitely need to be working to pay for like life and all that. So I was like, that's why I put it on the back burner for a long time, because I was like, I'd rather work and make money right now. School, I'll just do it when I know that, when I think I'm able to like juggle both. Coco's in the bathroom. Okay. So, fast forward a couple years, I decided to finally do it. I made the decision. I was working at Taco Bell at the time. I was an assistant manager. I was full-time. I was like mandatory 45 hours a week. Totally fine. So I'd always end up with more than that, but like that was mandatory. So when I told them I wanted to go to beauty school, they were like, okay, yeah. And I was like, well, I want to go full-time to beauty school because I figured that's the better option. If I go full-time, I can get it done quicker and it won't take as long, and I can get, you know, I can get that done with. So I decided, I talked with my work and they were like, okay, well, here's the thing. You can't have really limited hours. You can't really cut your hours. We can take 5 hours off, but if you go any less than that, we're gonna have to demote you. And then every promotion or like every raise that I had got leading up to that point would be taken away from me. So all those years, because I had worked at Taco Bell since I was 18. So all that money that I had rightfully earned, all my raises and all that through promotions, being a team trainer up to a shift manager up to an assistant, all of that would have been taken away from me. So then I would have went right back down to like whatever like your minimum wage is, or I could have started at like a shift manager pay. It was definitely a significant pay cut, and I was like, I remember going home, I remember crying, telling Brian like, I don't know, I'm not gonna be able to do it then. And then I was like, you know what, no, I'm a hard worker, I'm gonna do this, it's fine, I'll make it work. So then I went to Paul Mitchell. If you guys want to know what school I went to, I'll tell you right now. I went to Paul Mitchell. I went there strictly because I worked with a girl who went there and she said nothing but great things about it. So I was like, awesome, you know. We have a local it's Michigan College of Beauty. We have that here, which I've never been to. But I was like, you know, Paul Mitchell, you see like they have hair products and all this stuff like that. And I was like, well, it's gotta be like a really nice school. It's, you know, it's gotta be really like, they teach you I assume like, that was me being dumb. I was like, they'll probably teach you more. You'll learn better like skills and all that. And then after I'm all finished with everything, I may have like a better chance at getting an even better job. So I thought about things like that. And I was like, you know, I'm going to do Paul Mitchell. That girl, just from her experience, I was like, yep, I'm going to do that. So at that point, I had went there. I had went through like, I don't know, like what would you call that? I don't know, where they like walk you through and they show you it and everything. And I was like, yeah, and they tell you like what full-time hours are, what part-time, you know, if you're a part-time student, what those are. And I was like, I'm definitely like, I want to do the full-time. So then you have to fill out like all your FAFSA and financial aid and stuff like that. And I was hopeful. I figured I work at Taco Bell. I probably don't make a ton of money. I will probably get at least some type of financial aid to go there. And I was absolutely wrong. I made too much, so that was another like halt that kind of sucked, because I was like, dang. So I still was hopeful, and I was like, you know, how much is it to go there monthly? And I was like, okay, like how much is it to go there and everything? And I talked to the financial aid dude, and he was like, you know, it's gonna be around like $200 a month extra to go. And I was like, I had sat there and I had like pondered, and I had went back and forth. I'm like, $200, like, you know, that could pay for this and this and that, and I'm gonna I'm gonna have to cut back on like certain things that, you know, I paid for and stuff. And Brian, this is where Brian comes into play. This is like when we were kind of split up around this time, I think. I don't remember. I don't know, but whatever. He's always, through thick and thin, been super supportive. Whether we were dating, whether we were not, he has been there for me through thick and thin. So he definitely makes significantly more than I make. And at that point, well, he still does. But anyways, I'm going off on a tangent. So he made way more than I did. And he told me, you know, this is something you want to do. You have helped me, which I do. That's how we love, you know, that's how relationships work. You help me, I help you. We're, you know, we got each other's back. He's like, you know, you've helped me through all these years. Let me help you. I know you're passionate about this. And I was like, okay, you know, and I'm not like that. I don't like to take money from people. I'm more of a person like, I'll just do it myself. But me working full time and then me going to school full time, I couldn't even like juggle a second job on top of that, which I've done that before. So I was like, okay, you know, you can help me. Thank you so much, and I'll pay you back. And he was like, no, but whatever. So I decided, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to school. I'm going to do this. I'm finally gonna do it. It took years for me to do it, and I finally was like, okay, I'm ready. So I finished everything up, and like I said, I have to pay $200. It was around like $200 a month to go there, and I was like, whatever. I'm passionate about this. I want to learn. So yeah. Now I'm at Paul Mitchell, and I guess this is where I'll get my notes out. That was kind of like the backstory of how and like when. Okay, so what else? I have a bunch of stuff for you guys. I just wanted to make sure. I'll show you guys my kit too. That's like one of the things I was really like happy with when, cause you get to decorate your kit, and the kit was like one of my favorite parts. And yeah. So first things first is, my class that year was the biggest class they've ever had. So we had around at least 20 something people, and I guess normal classes there's like maybe 12, 13 at best. Sometimes I've saw classes with like 7, 8 people. So we had one of the biggest classes. And so one of the things I was like, each week like in phase 1, that's when you're learning everything. So there's a lot of stuff thrown at you, and it got like each week you practice like braiding, and then you have cutting week, then you have manicure like facial week, and then you have like coloring week. So every week you're supposed to be learning stuff. For us, that was not the case. They kinda, I don't really remember why, but they condensed like all of those different things that were supposed to be like dragged out for a week. They would do that in like a matter of 2 days. We'd do braiding for like 2 days, manicures for like 2 days, and then like so on and so forth. So I was like, okay, whatever. With that being said though, we only had one instructor, and this is by no means the teacher's fault. She was phenomenal. Like, I can't stress it enough. I will say the instructors and the teachers there, I loved them. Absolutely amazing. And so I was like, I'm just reading this so I get it right for you guys. And we would practice. So during that week, say cutting week, we would have to practice doing different, you know, different techniques and stuff, and the teacher would come around and she'd check your work. So if you're kind of messing up and you're like, I don't know if I'm doing this right, it's kind of looking wrong, you want her to come help you. Well, with that being said, she can't get to everybody. And you know, there was like, for 2 hours we'd learn about cutting, and then 2 hours later we'd do this. It was just like, so like, I don't know, it just sucked. It kind of sucked, not gonna lie. So when she'd come around to help you, like you had a question, she wasn't even able to check off everybody. So you don't know if you're doing good. You don't know if you're doing horrible. Something you may need more help with, you have no idea. Because there was a lot of times that I needed my stuff checked off on that she was never able to like come around and help us. And then, like I said, it's not her fault. It's just they definitely, with our class, we needed more than one instructor, because that's where a lot of problems came into play, is with one teacher trying to teach you all that stuff. I don't know, it just wasn't working. So for one, I put cutting week. Oh, Carolyn text me. I put cutting week, they gave me right-handed scissors, which is true. So with your kit, I don't think we got our scissors right away. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. See, all this stuff's coming to me. So when you first start, you know, cosmetology school, one of the first things they give you is your kit. Your kit is like the main part of you going there. That has your shears, that has, you know, your hair tools, different hair products, gosh, your combs, brushes, everything that you need. It's in that kit. So for the first, I want to say 2 weeks, 2.5, maybe 3 weeks, we did not have our kits at all. And I'm like, so those 3 weeks that's, you know, what you should be doing. That's why everything was so like condensed into, well, we're going to learn it for these 2 days and then these 2 days instead of a week when you really would get to learn stuff. And she probably would have been able to have got to us, you know, more if we didn't have to rush the process. So yeah, we didn't. That was one of the big things, is I was like, beauty school, this is kind of things like we need to do. So for the first couple like weeks, we were just learning. I don't know, we weren't hands-on. To me, beauty school is hands-on. Of course, there is a lot of book work, and there is a lot of like studying you have to do. And if you're passionate about it, like, it won't be hard. It was actually really easy. It goes through different phases. So phase 1, I aced that. I would come home. Like I said, I was working full time. So I would get up. I was going to Ohio, driving from Michigan. So that's about like a 35-40 minute drive. I would get up, be to school by 9 in the morning, go to school till 4:30, hurry up, rush home. No, I didn't even get to come home. I'd have to change at work, and I'd work at like 5, I'd be scheduled at 5. Sometimes I wouldn't get there till 5:10, 5:20, and work till 11:30 at night. So I would do that every night, every Monday through Friday. And then I'd work the weekends too, just so I can make my hours. But I wanted to do it. I was willing to put in the work. I'm like, I'm not lazy. Like, this is what I wanted to do. So yeah, here comes cutting week. Me and this other girl, we were the only 2 left-handed girls in that class. We did not have left-handed scissors. We had right-handed scissors. They gave us shears, whatever you want to call it. And I was like, okay, you know, here I am, I'm new with this. I'm like, I don't know if it matters. So for cutting week, they had us use right-handed scissors and cut our like mannequin doll heads hair. So when you're on the floor, like after everything's all said and done, we had got our shears, I think, a week onto being on the floor, or we might have got them that day. So yeah, that kind of sucked. And I'm like, I'm paying for this, I should get, you know, what I need, what's the proper, you know, stuff I need. But whatever, again, I didn't care. And then, like, that's what I put here too. Everything felt rushed, which the process, it did feel rushed, and it was rushed just because not having those kits was such a big deal, and you needed that them having to cut corners to, you know, do stuff, it sucked, especially with a big class. Again, like I said, just that one teacher could not get to us every single time. So I put, when we were finally on the floor getting real clients, at that point, they had other phases that had already been out there. So there was like other students along with my class that was out there now. And now my huge class was out there. So you always needed your work checked off on at the end and in the beginning. And then obviously if you have questions in between, you need, you know, an instructor to come help you. With that being said, they still did not have enough instructors, which I learned, like, they just didn't. So, I remember I got this client in my chair, and then it took a minute for them to come check off. Sometimes that was a quicker process because all they were doing was like checking off, making sure everything was right. But then in the middle, when you had a question, I had a client waiting there. I felt like 15-20 minutes waiting for them to finally come check off on her. And they're at that point getting frustrated with you, getting frustrated with the whole, you know, thing, and it's not your fault, it's not the instructors, they just definitely needed more than one person. So that would suck, and they'd be waiting, like I said, for 30 minutes. And then I put, like, when you had a question during the process of doing someone's hair, you would have to wait a really long time, which is true, you really did. With my experience, you did. Again, disclaimer, this is not everybody's, you know, this will not happen to everybody, but with us having such a big class on top of other classes at this point, yeah. What else did I put? I said I would be on the floor and be one of the few who hardly got clients. So this is the thing, this is where I started getting irritated. At this point, I'm in phase 2 at this point. I passed phase 1. And on phase 2, like, you start getting like real clients, you're on the floor, you start getting real people, and these people, like other classmates and stuff, would be getting people, and I'd be sitting in my chair all day long. I wouldn't have a single person. So I'm like, I'm paying all this money to learn, get hands-on, you know, learning experience. I'm not getting anybody ever. One time they threw someone in my chair at, like, someone who just was like a walk-in. They had someone come like 30 minutes, like 35, oh no, probably maybe an hour, I don't know, before school is out, and I'm, you know, I'm like, that kind of, I don't know, that was whatever though, I got it done, I'm just saying. So anyways, yeah, so they wouldn't, I'd be sitting there, and I'd be like one of the couple students that never had people, and I'm like, what the heck is wrong? So that sucked. I would go around. I did learn something though. Before I went there, I did not know we did makeup on like people that came in. We got a lot of like homecoming, prom, all like Winterfest, all those kind of you know, we'd get a lot of girls that come in for that, and they'd want their makeup done. So along with our kit, we got this makeup, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it was the worst makeup. I would never wear it. It was, I don't know what it was equivalent me to like Halloween Halloween makeup, that, you know, that stuff that comes in the little plastic and all that. That's what it was comparable to me. I made it work. A lot of that, I grew really passionate with makeup though, and I really am. I love doing people's makeup, and so here I am sitting, I don't have anybody, and a lot of girls in like that school did not really know how to do makeup, and they didn't like I'd have a lot of girls like, can you help me, like I seen you do this one girl's makeup, because I'd go around and help my friends and do the other people's makeup when they didn't know how to do it, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely, let me help you. I love helping people. So yeah, the makeup they gave was kind of crappy, whatever. I went and actually bought makeup. I spent a lot of money for the school, which also I don't recommend. Don't do that. I just got overly excited, and I went and bought a ton of things. Like I bought super cute clips. Oh gosh, I bought so many cute things. And you get your you know, like Cosmoprof, you get a card to go in there when you're in school. Well, they didn't even give us that. They gave us a piece of paper that said we went to that school, because they never, I don't know what happened with that. We just never got the like thing saying we went to that school. So yep. And then I felt like I was wasting my money for, it was all about, oh yeah, I felt like the school was a lot about money. Because every week you turn around, and obviously the dress code there is black. When you're in a certain phase, you're allowed to wear white too. But like they always had things where you could pay to wear jeans, and it was just all kinds of, every time you turn around, which whatever, I guess it's a school, so they're trying to raise money, but every time I turn around, it was something like to pay for and all that, and I'm like, like I said, I'm already paying a lot to go here. I don't need to pay anything else. I don't care to wear jeans. So I felt like a lot of it was money. So at this point, like I said, when I started feeling like miserable working there was when I'd sit there and I'd have nobody to work on, and I'd have my doll head obviously to work on, but it's not the same because, you know, I'm not getting different like things thrown at me, like I need my hair colored this, I want some highlights, I want my hair cut, I want it styled like this, I want a perm. Like I didn't get to do much of that. I didn't get to do that hardly at all. I think I only had like 3 clients ever. So I was like, this is pointless to me. And that's what I put. I started feeling miserable because I wasn't doing like hands-on stuff. And that's when I had made the decision to finally quit. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to go here no more. I'm not happy. I'm driving 40 minutes away to not learn anything. I don't know what my dogs are doing. But yeah, I was like, I drive 40 minutes away. I'm going to this school. I'm not learning anything. When I'm done, I'm getting the hours I need to, you know, finish there. But after, you have to go to state boards and you have to pass state boards in order to get your cosmetology license. And I was like, I'm not learning anything that we need to know about, you know, state boards. When it came to like learning how to do curls, for example, barrel curls, that was one that you'd have to learn how to do, and you'd have to do that at state board. I think they taught us that for maybe 35, 45 minutes. And I still to this day couldn't do a barrel curl. I don't know how. And I'm like, these are things, like, these are crucial things that you kind of need to know to go past state board, and I'm not learning any of it. So when I'm not prepared at all, so when I go, it's just gonna suck because I feel like I'm gonna fail. So yeah, I made the decision to just quit. I was like, this isn't worth it for me no more. And if I could, I had went there long enough where, like, if you dropped out during a certain point of time, you wouldn't have to pay as much. I think to go to the beauty school, don't quote me, it was like $25,000, I think. I think it was like $25,000 or something like that to like fully go through it. And again, I'm willing to pay that, but I need to be learning something. And I get it, like, I keep saying like, I apologize. I get it. A school like that is all about being hands-on and teaching yourself. I've picked that up, but at the same time, I'm not getting nobody in my chair. I'm not learning a dang thing. There are, and I feel like I'm saying all these like bad things about the school and all like these cons. There are plenty of pros to it. Like I said, the instructors were phenomenal. Loved them. They were great. I told them that because when we had to go around and talk about like what we wanted out of this, like experience, and a lot of people said the same thing, like they want to own their own beauty salon and stuff like that. Me, I wanted to teach, and I was like one of the only few people that said that, is like, I wanted to teach because I love helping people, and beauty and all that is something I'm really passionate about. So I was like, I would love to work for the school and teach people. That would be really awesome. So, and then like do a side hustle and do hair like on the side. That would be freaking great. But that's not how it worked out. I just know I definitely put the work in, and I wanted to make it work, but I had to make the decision. It was not worth it for me, because at that point, like, I was kind of killing myself doing both full-time and going to school full-time. But again, I'm a hard worker, and I wanted to make it work really bad, and I really wanted it, but it just wasn't for me. So I don't know if I'll ever go back to beauty school. I have no idea where that will take me, but I know that I made the decision to just drop it. And I dropped it early enough where I don't have to pay a ton of money to go. Like, I don't have to pay a ton of financial aid for that. I don't have to pay the full amount, if that makes sense. So if you like if you went and you didn't like it and you dropped it further than I did, you may have to pay a little bit more. It depends on what part. They break all that down for you. I did not expect for that to happen. I was so, oh my god, I was so depressed about it. I hated that I did it at first, and I like had went back and forth. I'm like, did I make the right decision? Did I not? And I look back now, time's passed, and I'm like, I made the right decision, because I was not happy. I was actually very miserable. I feel like I was going through a really crappy time in life at that point too. So I just was like, this is not for me. So yeah, it's not like all sunshine and rainbows, you know, I feel like you always hear like really good positive things, and that's what I want to be, but I'm also like real. I want to be real with you guys. So yeah, I never finished. I just did not like it at all. But like I said, I'm not like talking crap about the school. I'm not saying, my camera cut off. Okay, but like I said, I'm just gonna pretty much end it here on that note. I'm sorry if it was really long and all that for you guys, but I do, again, disclaimer, I'm not ripping on the school. I'm not saying it was a horrible school. I'm just saying my experience personally, it wasn't what I thought it would be. and it is what it is. Now, there are plenty of people I follow on Instagram. I made so many friends there that have finished and they're doing great in life and all that. Just it wasn't meant for me, and that's totally fine. I learned when I was there that makeup is a big passion of mine, so maybe somewhere in life makeup will come into play. I really love doing that. Cutting hair, I do not like. It's not my thing. I'm a very big fan of coloring hair. I'm a fan. I love doing highlights on people and dyeing hair. I think that's really fun. Cutting is not for me. I'm not a fan of it. Doing a trim, why not? But doing like legit hair, I don't like it. I did really good on my mannequin head and all that. But yeah, I want to show you guys my kit too. I think that's it. I think I told you guys everything that I wanted to about my experience. And like I said, take this with what you will. If you're watching this and you're thinking about going to a beauty school, whether it be Paul Mitchell or whether it be, you know, just your local community, like beauty school, do it. Like, do it for you. Do your research though. Ask people, like ask a lot of questions, and yeah, I don't know, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, definitely pros and cons to both, but anyways, let me show you how cute my kit was. I loved it. I was in love, and I got a lot of compliments on it too. Anyways, I'll end it here. Goodbye, guys. I love you. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you all later. Goodbye. All right, guys. Oh man, you're blurry. Hold on. All right. Okay, so this was my kit that I had made. Wasn't she precious? Oh, I loved it. Super cute. That'll be my thumbnail, guys. This thing's freaking heavy. But yep, super cute. I don't know what I'll ever do with this. I use it when I do like my mom, my sister's hair. But yeah, I have a ton of stuff in here. I still use my shears in it. Those are upstairs. Like, I bought a ton of these little clips. I was, like I said, super passionate and super excited about it. Whatever, no big deal. I got something cute out of it, right? But yeah, that's it, guys. Goodbye.